Welcome back, gang. A lot has been going on here, but I've come up with another topic. Today, I want to talk about dreams, specifically the dreams I've had growing up from my childhood, including some recurring dreams as well as lucid dreams. But I will get into that in a moment. First, I want to talk about what dreams mean to me. Now, as an adult, I understand the nature of dreams and fully comprehend the functionality of the human mind, perhaps in a way few others can even begin to grasp. But when I was younger, I thought dreams had a far more sinister design. Indeed, I believed that dreams were some kind of portent leading me to what I was supposed to do in my life. A vision of a potential destiny. Looking back at that, I see it now as the ridiculous thinking of a naive mind. Of course, it is impossible to see into the future. But that was the thinking of a mind unready to grasp reality. Fortunately, most of my dreams did not lead to dire consequences in my life. With a mind as active as my own, I am quite grateful to have experienced such a rich diversity of parallel experiences. After all, they formed the bases and backdrops of many of my novels. So let's look at this collection of random mental data and see how it affected me. My earliest memorable dream was when I was maybe 2 or 3 years old. Now, my ability to recollect that far into the past is suspect, so I cannot vouch for the veracity of the dream at all. Certainly, time has corroded my mental chronology, and as such, I might have just pieced together pieces of my early experience into a coalescent form. But I can never be sure. It might have been before I moved to Long Island. Back then, I dreamt of spiders. Many, many spiders. Big spiders. Completely surrounding my crib so that my father had to pick me up and carry me to safety. Again, I have no idea if such a thing ever transpired. It was around this time the movie Something Wicked This Way Comes came out. And I remember seeing that movie when I was really young, and it scared the bejesus out of me. That was a time when there were so many horror movies. I remember seeing Poltergeist and Ghostbusters when I was young, too, and they definitely left impressions on me. Nowadays, horror movies are more grotesque than scary. But back then was a time of true terror. So, not surprisingly, most of my early dreams were nightmares. I remember one of my early recurring dreams was getting lost in a department store, separated from my mother, where the mannequins came to life and tried to catch me and turn me into one of them. This led to an early fear of shopping malls. I might also add that I watched the movie Dreamscape around this time, or at least part of it, and as with all movies around then, got the bejesus scared out of me. Monsters were a recurring element in my dreams. I recall in one of my earlier dreams, maybe my preteen years, I followed my younger brother to the basement, but he sneaked past me and went back upstairs, leaving me face to face with a mummy. I tried to escape, but the door was shut fast, and I only managed to pull the doorknob off. There was only one way to escape from that lumbering beast. I hit myself very hard, several times, until I had awoken. I think that was the first time I became aware that I was in a dream world, and it was not my only encounter with the mummy. I had the same dream again, but rather than run down the stairs, I checked myself and stayed by the door. There was that beast again, waiting for me as it ambled closer. I balked. I managed to get myself out the back door and jumped into our swimming pool, even with all my clothes on, even my shoes. I know mummies can't swim, so I felt safe enough. It was not the only time I became self aware. One time I was lost in a dark forest and came upon a clearing wherein lay a large lake blocking my path. I dared not venture back, but swimming across would surely have been suicide, so I manifested a small boat and rowed myself across the lake. It was the first time I manifested. Not a skill I had ever perfected, but becoming lucid is a difficult task. Sometimes I became self aware at inopportune times, and it was somewhat disastrous. But such is the price one pays for taking control in a place he or she isn't meant to. And, well, I've experienced some pretty grotesque things in dreams. During my adolescence, in the darkness, I was slashed through the gut by ninjas and watched myself bleed to death. I hugged my family as a nuclear detonation rung out a kilometer away, feeling my eyeballs roasting in their sockets. That was probably the moment I was closest to my family. And then I experienced the icy touch of nuclear winter, all while I was in college. Granted, not all my dreams were fatal. Indeed, there were some pleasant ones, often surrounding the amour du jour. And then there were some downright bizarre ones, which I incorporated into my novels. The Mega Wolf was a recurring element in my dreams, and the merger of Manhattan with ancient Egypt that became the basis of College Core. I recently had a dream of a dinner party that turned into a murder mystery, so there was plenty of novel fire. And that's really all there is to it. Was it interesting? You tell me in the comments. You could also tell me some of your wildest dreams. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And if you are so inclined, consider supporting my Patreon. Thanks again for your time, and see you next time.